Sorry about that. Coolaris is a company that got founded in 2006 with the mission to think beyond the browser. And so when we were looking at how people experience the web, it had evolved from just finding an individual URL to going to a portal and browsing a directory to searching for results. And search is really great because it gets you from an information need to the page you're looking for, but it makes it the user interface for how you navigate through a larger collection of media is not quite solved by the list view, as previous speaker pointed out. So we looked at how we could use visualization to increase the efficiency with which you navigate and discover content in a relevant result set. So the Coolaris Wall was our first product in this area. It's a browser plugin for Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and IE. And you can install that in your browser already. And the main goal here was to take content that's already out on the web, whether that's search results for images and video or photo albums on content hosting sites or social networks, and wrap them in a much more efficient and immersive user interface that leverages your spatial intuition rather than thinking about it as pages that you have to flip through next, next, next. So we were able to leverage the GPU as a native plugin for the browser to build a UI that can go beyond the traditional limitations of a 2D UI, like a web page. We have a new product under development called Liveshare, which we're going to show a preview of today. The whole idea here is to create a shared spaces for real-time visual communication and to organize that communication by context, which is basically the social context, when and where that content was created, and what it's about. And one of the third problems that we wanted to solve was how to control who you're sharing with. So social networks have made it easy to broadcast content to large numbers of people, though it's more difficult to have that same ease of sharing with controlled groups, such as your family or your coworkers or the people that you're out with in a given evening. So when we look at context, there are a number of levels. There's signals that determine global relevance, such as, is it recent, is it popular, and what's the reputation of the source. There's personal relevance, which is kind of, for me, over time, what matters, which are the people and the topics that I care about, and also what sources do I tend to trust, and what's my bias when consuming media. And finally, there's the immediate context, which is who's with me, what's going on nearby, and what do I care about now, given where I am. And so we're looking at how we can use the combination of these factors to rank the information that is being surfaced in the app. It's important to note that we're targeting only organizing the communication that happens inside of our app and in sites that you're directly connected to. So we're not taking on the challenge of indexing the world. So the product of this is a relevance ranked context graph that we visualize with a nice user interface. And then you can navigate around that and discover media and communication inside of it. So I think it's much better for me to go and just show you our products so you can get a sense for what they're all about. So the first product here is the browser plugin. So if I were to do a search for sunset, then I'd get pictures, and I'd have to click on this image, go to this page to see the full resolution image, and then click back. So in doing so, I lost the context of my search. So what we do is take this result set, and when I click this icon, I jump into a 3D view of the same set of results. So now there are no pages. There's no need to leave the search in order to see a high-resolution image. So if I wanted to see this in high-res, I just select it, and then the high-resolution image will load if it's available. I'll try this one. There, will load in line in the wall. So the idea here was to present all of the media results in a single space and use the concept of a 3D wall to make it easy to go in and out, to explore this content in full resolution with its associated metadata, but without losing your context, or rather without losing the big picture context of your search. So beyond images, we can also do a search for video. So this, for example, is a wall of YouTube videos for surfing. You can't see my query up here, I guess. But I can select a video, and then that will just start playing in line in the wall. So the idea was that now I'm watching this video, I can actually decide I want to take a look at this one, which is not available off-site. or this one, right? So I can just sort of jump around and experience media from my search, but without the constant back and forth between the index page and the detail page for the video. So when we built this product, our main focus was on making it more efficient to browse media, but we were looking at how is this content relevant to you? So search on the web is only one way that things are relevant, but we thought that we could apply this technology to making communication better. The more people communicate, the more media and messages are being generated in different contexts, and only some of those are relevant to us at the moment. So that's where we actually started to work on our next product, which I will now attempt to show you. Awesome. OK. So what you're looking at here is a prototype of our next generation iPad, iPhone, and web app called Liveshare. And the idea is that you can create a shared space to share photos, video, links, text, and other media, and generate communication and interaction around that content. So one of the things we focused on was making it very efficient to share media. So when I take pictures, those stream into our backend and then flow out to the app in near real time. And so there's some technology on the client side to stream media very quickly. And then our backend is actually a real-time database. So we took the approach, instead of periodically polling the backend database for new data, we park a query, and then data flows through the query into the clients. So once that's been done, I can then browse through all of the media that's been captured and view it in high resolution and whatnot. If I have a link here, like on the left, I've received text messages and links. If I tap on a link, then it opens a contextual browser, which allows me to play a video, if it's playable on mobile, or read an article, for example. And so this lets me browse the content that people are sharing with me in context. And then if I navigate around, I can actually share links out to other people. So one of the cool things, besides taking pictures, is being able to share content across groups. So one of the use cases that is interesting is if you get back from a vacation and you want to share content from your vacation, then I can go on my laptop and select some photos. And so I've grabbed a few photos, and now I'm going to drop them on the wall right now. And so, oh, I got to reload this. 1 sec. Drop them on the wall there. So now these are full resolution images that are uploading from my laptop to the stream. And as that happens, I'm already able to browse them here. And one of the cool things that we do is, oh, did I lose it? OK, one of the cool things that we do is the low resolution image comes ahead of the high resolution image. So the media is shared instantly before the high resolution content uploads. So that enables people to interact real time around the media before the high resolution content comes up. And so one of the things that you can do in addition is share content across groups. So if I found some images that I want to share, then I can just select those here and then drag them and then drop them into a group that I've created. And then that goes instantly into the other group. So hard to show that happening with one screen. But now the content is already in this group here, and people can start to comment on it and communicate around it. And so this is a very early prototype of the UI. The backend is more production ready, but we just wanted to show you a preview of how we're approaching the problem of real-time communication around media. And a lot more exciting stuff is going to be happening as we get closer to shipping. So I think now I'm ready for questions.
Questions for Austin? You simply stun them, young man. You stun them.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I want to try to find out a little bit more. So from your front end to the back end is a proprietary protocol and interface. And right now it's only picture only.
Pictures, video, and text with embedded links. So we can support hosting image and media content and linking to any content on the web.
Do you have a plan to open those API, from the front end to the back, or the protocol, or the communicate with the back-end cloud?
Definitely. So after we release the product initially, we're going to work on opening up the API for people to integrate with the Liveshare data model through our API. And we're actually also looking at how we could expose the technology itself to third parties in the future.
Super.
Integration with Twitter?
It's coming, yep, absolutely. One thing that I haven't shown is if I select a photo, I can drag it and drop it onto Facebook. So Twitter is coming too. You'll be able to link your third-party accounts, browse the media on those accounts, and share them across contexts within the app.
Austin, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Our third